Doctor, in the last few weeks, we have seen a surge of drug abuse cases among children. To me, I think it is quite alarming situation, especially when you are considering child death cases also been reported. So, what is your opinion about these issues and how to solve such problems if at all we come across such issues at home?
Well, Arul, you have raised a very relevant problem in today's education sector. Drug abuse is not something which is confined to Bahrain alone.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenon world over. And the causes are many. There may be some solutions, there may not be solutions. But it's high time that I feel we in Bahrain should do something to stem this curse.
Okay.
Like, if you ask me, of late, as you rightly mentioned, there have been many cases of students trying drugs for the first time or drug equivalents for the first time and then following into that vicious chain. The net result is they lose their life. They become addicted to these things.
It is not only their life, the life of their family, their siblings, everything is been lost, no? So anything happens like this.
True. I'm sure you heard of the recent incidents.
Yes.
And even as ICRF Life, which is an initiative called Listen, Involve, Foster and Engage.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Which we started, ICRF started maybe a couple of years back. You remember we have gone into the school.
Yes.
And we find that there are a lot of cases where students don't know how to move forward.
Okay. When they come to a problem, they get stuck with that problem.
Correct.
They don't come out of the problem.
Correct.
So maybe this discussion today, we should discuss mainly how to come out of the problem. If at all some issues comes in, either from the child's point of view, student's point of view, and if the parents are aware but they don't know how to solve it,
Right.
or even teachers are aware how they don't know how to solve it.
Correct.
So all these angles, maybe doctor, you can shed some light so that maybe it is beneficial for the people, so they can reach up to us or reach up to anybody who is able to help.
Yes, thank you, Arul. I've noted that there are many people who come to me, parents,
Yeah.
and I have interacted with many teachers and students as well as part of my profession.
Yes.
And it's a fact that students, some of them are depressed. But if we can, as you rightly pointed out earlier, if we can save one life,
Yes.
that means we are saving the whole family.
That is true.
So how do we go about it? How do we identify the problem? Because many a time, of course, in this rat race of survival as we call it, both the parents are working. But however busy parents may be, it's imperative that one of them at least spend 5 to 10 minutes with their son or daughter to assess what happened in the school that day, to have an interaction.
Yes.
Correct?
Exactly. And one point I missed to add, in addition to what we said, the student himself or the parents or teachers, there are now the biggest influential factor is their friends.
True.
So even friends can identify, okay, my friend seems to be having a problem. Even that cases, he can probably raise it to someone who is responsible, who can take some action.
You see, friends can have a positive influence and a negative influence.
Exactly.
So the parents should actually know with whom their children are moving about with. What is the company they have? Where do they go out after the class hours? I'm not saying that they should spy on the children,
Yes.
but they should at least create awareness in the child that use of drugs or any sort of that abuse is not going to help them in the long run.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now coming to what you asked about, suppose, let's say student X finds out
Yeah.
that his or her friend Y is into drugs. What does he do? He should try to confide to one of the teachers in any of the schools where he or she is studying.
Exactly.
He can also be in touch with the parents of his friend if he knows them.
Okay.
Otherwise, of course,
Or maybe telling his own parents.
his own parents.
Yes.
Parents should have a link
Yes.
with the child.
Exactly.
At least there should be a direct link from the parent to the child. One parent at least.
Yeah.
So that the child feels the confidence that even if he or she does something wrong, hey, I can rush to my parent and tell.
Yes.
tell them that I have committed a mistake. And no parent will really discard them.
Yes.
I'm sure they will take it in the proper perspective.
I think every parent will have that patience enough to make sure
Yes.
that the child is protected in any sense of it.
Exactly. How can a parent, a teacher, or a friend know that a child is in trouble?
Exactly, yeah.
You see, if the parent finds that the grades that the child is obtaining in school are suddenly dropping drastically, they should not attribute it to the fact that the child is getting older. They should try to find out from the school
Why?
why. A child who dresses properly and goes to school suddenly is totally unconcerned about the way he or she dresses. It should be
Second symptom.
another symptom that's there. Then just check the bags of the children. I'm not saying again as a detective, but find out if they're bringing something which is not related to the studies to their house.
I know. Other than symptoms, okay, let's assume that we found a person with a symptom. What should be their next step immediately to look into in the medical side of it?
Let's assume that a parent finds or a teacher finds somebody who is using drugs or suspicious that he or she is using drugs. The best thing they can do is, first, there may be a counselor in every school.
Yeah.
And the child can be taken to the counselor. There can be a proper advice if the child listens to the teacher.
Exactly.
Otherwise, in a very soft manner, they should address this issue to the parents. There may be a question of denial by the parents, but the parents should understand it's all for the welfare of the child. Try to advise the child, try to form a link with them, a rapport with them, and then go in for some sort of a counseling.
Yeah.
When we talk of counseling, the first reaction from the parent is, my child is not crazy.
Yeah. He doesn't need, or
He
she
doesn't
doesn't
need
need.
counseling. That's not the way you look at it. Just like the other diseases like diabetes or blood pressure, if a child is undergoing depression or is addicted to some sort of a material, the parent should take the initiative to advise the child and take them to a very good counselor, and there are several here,
Exactly.
and slowly wean the child off from the habit.
Yeah.
Don't criticize them and make them feel totally guilty. Advise them.
Yeah. And about this drugs, what you just said, the ways of taking drugs also, it's not like before. I mean, earlier you would have heard, or I would have heard, the kind of drugs, it's either injected or tablet is taken, or so many options are there. But today, it is different. It is more of sniffing, and the items which they sniff is not even we can imagine as a drug.
We don't want to give
You
ideas.
know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the parents should look into in such a way that anything which is unwanted is questionable.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Because once that is done, I'm sure slowly we can wean the child away from that habit.
Yeah.
Bring them back into the mainstream. But what is needed is an awareness among the teachers, the students, and the
Parents community.
Parents.
Yeah.
So it's a three-pronged approach.
Yes.
And that's exactly what ICRF life is all about.
Yes.
We listen to all these categories, we involve them in meaningful activities,
Yes.
we foster a relationship with them and engage them so that they have got a place where they can redress their grievances.
Exactly.
And I'm sure we have started the ICRF helpline
numbers,
which is very active.
Yeah, I would just say the numbers for the benefit of all the viewers. The first number is 35990
Right.
and the second number is 38415171. These two numbers are 24 hours active from ICRF Life perspective.
Yes.
A professional will answer the calls and they will make sure that the needed support will be provided at the call.
And it will be done in total confidentiality.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah,
There is light at the end of the tunnel.
definitely.
We are always there as ICRF and ICRF Life
Exactly.
to help all of you.
Exactly. We should all look forward to have a positive result
Right.
out of all this, and let's hope that there is no more
Sure.
sad incidents coming up.
Right.
Anyway, thanks,
Thank you.
Doctor. Thank you. Thank you very much, Doctor.